What's up, you guys? Welcome to 2024. Today I want to do a video on my Fender American Original 50's Stratocaster. Yes, this awesome guitar right here. I've owned it for a year. You know, what better way to start this year than to talk about the guitar that I've owned for a year. I have a lot of things that I want to say. Let me tell you, when you spend, in this price range, which I think is like between $1,500 to $2,000. I got this used, so it's under $2,000. It was under $2,000, but it was practically brand new. It still had the plastic wrapping and everything. I just got a really good deal from a guy. And when you spend money on this type of guitar, when you're in this price range, you get a really nice case. I'm going to show you guys some really cool shots. This comes with a really nice case, a nice tweed case on the inside. It's slightly cushioned. It looks very beautiful. You get a tremolo arm. You get a cover for the bridge, a nice metallic cover, which is supposed to be, what you would have gotten in the 50s. I guess it's like the ashtray for the Stratocaster. The Telecaster have like this ashtray covering used to get back then, but the Stratocaster had its smaller ashtray, I guess. But yes, you get like a nice little compartment where you can put some strings, where you can put, the tremolo arm if you're not going to use it, a little nice bag. An extra cable if you want to hide it in there. It's really cool, and you get a key. Let me tell y'all something. This is a little embarrassing, but I struggled like crazy to open the case. I really did. And I know some of y'all may have struggled too, but I'm not ashamed to say that I struggled, and it took me forever. I thought this case, I locked it. I screwed it up. I locked my guitar into this case, but no, it's actually very easy to open. I think I may have showed it to you in the clip, but if I didn't, it's the little locks, you push them to the side. If you're watching this and you're dealing with this right now, those little locks on the side, push them to the side. It will open your case. Your guitar is not stuck in there forever. I saved your life. Okay, now let's continue. Let's start off with not the good things. Let's start off with the things that you probably are more interested in hearing, which is the stuff that I found after a year. Kind of got it just annoyed me a little bit. Let's just put it like that. There's not a deal breaker. It's just little things that I'm just like, okay. But yes, so let me tell y'all something. I'm a guitar player. I started playing guitar since 2009. I was a teenager. And I've been used to thick poly guitars, like thick lacquered poly guitars, for the longest time of my life. This is the first time I've owned a guitar that has some kind of nitrocellulose into the finish of the guitar, and it's really awesome, yeah? And it feels thinner. You touch it and you're like, wow, this doesn't feel like a thick coat is on top of this beautiful color. It's a really thin feeling coat. And I was like, oh, sure, that's fine. But then, I only keep this guitar in here, but you touch it and you feel like this guitar could actually scratch easily if you really wanted it to. You could ding it easily, more than what you're probably used to if you've never owned a lacquered finished guitar. I was dumb enough that I went like in the back of the neck and I'm like, or like, the pocket right here, and I kind of scratched at it and I noticed I chipped it a little bit, and I was like, oh, let me leave this alone. I don't want to relic my guitar. If it starts aging on its own, I'll see how I feel about that, because I'm not even sure if I like that aged look. I really like a nice, clean, well kept up guitar, I feel like when you start chipping it, I don't know, like when it gets relic, I go into OCD mode. I think, but the wood, the wood is exposed. I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it's supposed to be doing that, Yes, that leads me to the next thing that I did not, kind of irk me, was because of this very thin lacquer finish. It's on the neck as well, and the neck, while it has a great shape, you can feel, how it's sticky. And I don't know if it has to do with that thin coat, but dirt can get on this, and then you run your hands and you feel how it gets kind of sticky. Now, I will say this, I will be very honest with you. If you ever read anybody saying that this is a very sticky neck, and me included talking to you about it to you right now, let me tell you the solution. The problem here is that your neck is dirty. You need to get a wipe. You need to wipe down your neck. You need to wash your hands, and then you'll notice all of a sudden the neck is not very sticky. Now the problem is some of us don't have time to, let's say you have very acidic hands, you're playing a set, you don't have time to just, let me go wash my hands real quick while I'm in the middle of a set. You can't do that. But if you're a guitar player playing at home, just wash your hands, wipe down your neck, and your problem is solved. I know realistically some of us will just come home, oh, I just want to play guitar. Or you're in your house and you have to get up and do some other things, but you got to come back and play your guitar. Well, you might notice that the neck will get sticky over time. Just wipe it down right after you're done playing. That's all I gotta say. Then your problem is solved. But I didn't have to worry about that when I had a really thick poly neck. It just didn't really happen. But this, it does happen. But like I said, these are not deal breakers. They're just things that just, it's kind of annoys you every now and then. But the next thing I wanted to talk about is these pickups are the most amazing sounding pickups I've ever heard on the Stratocaster. I'm not even kidding. At least that I've tried. Yeah? Positions 2 and 4 on this guitar are not noise canceling, and I don't know why I didn't think about that when I bought this guitar. I didn't do a little bit more research in that department. But yes, they're not noise canceling, so that means if I'm sitting very close to the amp, you'll hear the buzzing. And I didn't really notice, but when I was playing this guitar, when I owned it, I'm like, ooh, I'm in the neck position or the bridge position. Oh, I hear some buzzing. Let me just knock it to positions 2 and 4. And yeah, what do you think happened when I did that? No buzzing was bucked out, right? And that's because of the way they wired the pickups. And I don't know if that has to be like the little secret ingredient to make the pickups in these guitars sound phenomenal, but hell, like the buzzing is still there. But I think for me, this guitar sounds good enough that's fine with me. I'll just back off the amp a little bit, maybe face, another way. Maybe, yeah, and then the buzz goes away. You just kind of can't stand too close to your amp. If you use higher gain stuff, you probably have a noise gate, so you wouldn't, I don't know. You've already solved your own problem. But yeah, I think, let me see. I don't think there was anything else that I was particularly not fond of. I've never really had to adjust the truss knob at all. I think I'm happy with all of it. After that, those are like my main complaints after a year. But now, the good things, of course, you must already know. It's a phenomenal sounding guitar. I'm not kidding. I feel like I'm repeating myself. The tuners hold really well. The frets hold really well. They're not even really showing much sign of wearing. Everything about this guitar is just so great. I don't really use the tremolo arm, but I have tried it. It's good, but I don't really use it. I like to dock the bridge all the way down to the body. It's such a great guitar. It's such a great guitar. You're gonna see this guitar a lot on any video that I do that I'm gonna do a single coil thing. You're gonna see this guitar. I absolutely love this guitar. Now, here are my final things. If you're going to buy a Stratocaster, like for me, when I bought this Stratocaster, I thought, all right, well, I want a Strat. I want to spend some money on a Strat, I'm a middle class guy. I'm not really rich. I usually raise my money, or I'm very smart with financing instruments to afford these things. And I wanted a Strat that would last, and I was stuck between this guitar. Well, actually, let me not say stuck. I wanted an American Vintage too. When they announced it, I wanted one of those guitars. I wanted the 60s one with the candy apple, Fiesta Red finish with the rosewood neck. Looked fantastic. I went to a store to look for it. Didn't find it, but I found this instead. And to me, I went up to play it and I thought, this sounds so good, so crazy good. There's no way that I'm not gonna buy this guitar. But like I said, thankfully, I went home, I thought about it, I was like, well, let me see, is somebody selling this used in my area? And it just so happened that somebody was, and it was a lot, cheaper, not by a lot, but he didn't even play it. Like it was kept in its plastic, in the pick guard, and I peeled it off when I got it from him. I paid the man in cash. I'm like, I got the money, here, take it. I want, I'm not playing any games, I want this guitar. And I'm so glad I did. I have a nice case that comes with it. If you're considering buying the American Vintage, or any vintage or anything really expensive, consider the American Original 50's guitar. I've even heard that it's better than the American Original 60's. I don't really know because I've never played that one. But consider the 50's one. God, it's so great. I really want to say that it kicks so much, you know, I really want to say it. But heck yeah, man, like for sure. Try this guitar out. I love this guitar. I'm gonna keep it for a year. You'll see it in all my videos. Every time you hear a Strat, I'm playing this guitar. I'm playing this guitar. Well, anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I tried to keep it to be relatively, you know, quick. I just wanted to talk about how much I love this guitar and the things that, you know, kind of have bothered me, but, you know, nothing is perfect. But I'm just really happy with the guitar. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you both, whoever is watching. I'll see you later.